will stretch the defense.
They will keep the momentum.
They've conceded in 4 of their last 5.
Their new signing is yet to score.
They'll battle on the counter press.
Their backline will be solid.
They'll be caught on the break.
It'll go down to the wire.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet. Betway.
With the 4-3-3, they'll look to attack.
An early goal will set the tone.
The wingbacks will stretch the defense.
They will keep the momentum.
They've conceded in 4 of their last 5.
Their new signing is yet to score.
They'll battle on the counter press.
Their backline will be solid.
They'll be caught on the break.
It'll go down to the wire.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet. Betway.
With the 4-3-3, they'll look to attack.
An early goal will set the tone.
The wingbacks will stretch the defense.
They will keep the momentum.
They've conceded in 4 of their last 5.
Their new signing is yet to score.
They'll battle on the counter press.
Their backline will be solid.
They'll be caught on the break.
It'll go down to the wire.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet. Betway.
With the 4-3-3, they'll look to attack.
An early goal will set the tone.
The wingbacks will stretch the defense.
They will keep the momentum.
They've conceded in 4 of their last 5.
Their new signing is yet to score.
They'll battle on the counter press.
Their backline will be solid.
They'll be caught on the break.
It'll go down to the wire.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet. Betway.
With the 4-3-3, they'll look to attack.
An early goal will set the tone.
The wingbacks will stretch the defense.
They will keep the momentum.
They've conceded in 4 of their last 5.
Their new signing is yet to score.
They'll battle on the counter press.
Their backline will be solid.
They'll be caught on the break.
It'll go down to the wire.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet. Betway.
With the 4-3-3, they'll look to attack.
An early goal will set the tone.
The wingbacks will stretch the defense.
They will keep the momentum.
They've conceded in 4 of their last 5.
Their new signing is yet to score.
They'll battle on the counter press.
Their backline will be solid.
They'll be caught on the break.
It'll go down to the wire.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet. Betway.
With the 4-3-3, they'll look to attack.
An early goal will set the tone.
The wingbacks will stretch the defense.
They will keep the momentum.
They've conceded in 4 of their last 5.
Their new signing is yet to score.
They'll battle on the counter press.
Their backline will be solid.
They'll be caught on the break.
It'll go down to the wire.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet. Betway.
With the 4-3-3, they'll look to attack.
An early goal will set the tone.
The wingbacks will stretch the defense.
They will keep the momentum.
They've conceded in 4 of their last 5.
Their new signing is yet to score.
They'll battle on the counter press.
Their backline will be solid.
They'll be caught on the break.
It'll go down to the wire.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet. Betway.
With the 4-3-3, they'll look to attack.
An early goal will set the tone.
The wingbacks will stretch the defense.
They will keep the momentum.
They've conceded in 4 of their last 5.
Their new signing is yet to...
Right, so welcome back. There was a power surge here after load shedding in the area, and the generators kick in and that here, but it did caused a power surge and kicked out our equipment. So we're just resetting, getting the chip count so that they will be accurate. And once that is done, we will resume with the next hand. So yeah, the lights went out, the power surge kicked in, generators came on, but it does stop our equipment and we're having to restart. So the clock is back on. We are up and running again.
to 1,200.
So there it's folded round after Sheldon raised with the king 5 suited. Carl in the hijack is called with the jack 9. Yaku Storm in the cutoff calls with queen 10. Maria on the button comes along. Not picking up a lot of Maria's cards. I think it's where she's putting them. So Gareth comes along, and just before the cut there was a message for Dorian Anthony. Said Mandela all the way, and that is
Gareth
testimony
Khalil.
to Gareth Khalil's nickname.
That's his nickname for those who don't know. Mandela.
Up to 5,000.
And on that flop he is raised to 5,000.
I keep getting a blank screen.
Gareth has the 6. He's hit the 6. Everybody else gets out the way. So Gareth will take that pot down. So there we go. Sheldon at the top, 552 bigs. 166k, Yaku Storm 91.2. Nobody in any danger whatsoever. The structure is so deep on this, and Gary was like a gazelle going out that way with the speed and stealth that he came back.
With the speed of a striking rattlesnake. Okay, so we're back in running. Thank you, Escom, for that small interruption. Escom, what a lovely company. Sure.
Raise up to 1,200.
So Dylan raising with the king queen suited, under the gun +1. Cole 7 deuce. They'll go in the muck in a tournament.
So I'm conditioned because when I was a child there was a miners' strike, and when the miners were striking in the United Kingdom the power stations weren't working, so we had no power. But no generators in those days.
Yeah.
We all sat around a paraffin heater and a candle.
Okay, flop.
Right, so we've gone multi-way to the flop here. Yaku Storm is called with a 9-8. Gareth Khalil with a jack 9.
King for Dylan.
He's hit the king. Yaku's hit the 8, and
Gareth hit the jack.
Yeah,
3,000.
something for everyone.
It's a buffet.
Yaku gets out the way with bottom pair. Gareth the second pair is going to call. He's got position on the button. So both players now have a straight draw. Dylan drawing to the higher straight, and he has the royal flush draw, Gary.
That's lovely. I hope it comes in for him.
Oh.
We haven't seen a royal flush for a long time on the feature table,
Yeah, no, we haven't at all.
and we're not going to see one today. But the check mark is given to Dylan with the king. So, king queen, sorry. A little value bet here, see if he can get paid off by Mandela. Let's see if Gareth's going to try any tricks. Nope.
Yeah.
And he'll be away. Is Henny away from the table?
Yeah, Henny's away from there. He's just
he-
sitting back on his phone, like
Good
he
man.
should. Good man.
Henny is a perpetual eater. He's one of our perpetual eating teams. So I haven't seen him with any food lately. So he must have filled up before the feature table.
Yeah, as you heard, he said to Sheldon, "You took me out for dinner, so I'll have to pay you some chips." So Sheldon has watered and fed him well.
Yeah, because Henny does like to eat. I don't know how he stays so slim, but there you go.
Yeah, him and Jared Solomon. They stay so thin, and yet they are perpetual eaters at the tables.
Yes, we like perpetual eaters. So, the Betway advert's still running in the background.
Yeah, we'll take half an hour for it to catch back up again for us.
That's why I bet. The old Betway guys, thank you for your sponsorship, support of the series, and much appreciated. Much appreciated. Of course, a shout out to our Emerald Resort and Casino people as well. Everybody supporting us through the thick and thin, as they say, making sure we're all looked after. Yeah, great people. Just under a minute to go on the level.
So you're not picking up some of the players' cards. They're not putting them quite in the right place. So you can see Sheldon's in the big blind. Just limped to him. He has ace-10 suited.
Raise up to 1,800.
And he's going to raise it.
1,800.
Yeah, suited ace-10 there. No reason why not have the big blind. There's been a bit of limping before that.
Dylan comes along from the big blind. Gareth, who'd limped in with the ace-deuce suited, calls. Any upper on the button.
Next hand blinds will be up.
Takes the chips off his cards and gets rid of them. He had a price to call, so he obviously didn't like his holdings. So there is the ace.
And a 2 for Gareth.
He checks for deception there, having hit the ace.
Can't get to them so easy on that side. I've noticed that. You see, check it.
Club draw comes on board. Only Dylan has the possibility of having
Up
clubs.
to 3,000.
Hit by Sheldon. We'll quickly find out if Dylan has clubs or something else on that board.
Well, he's definitely got an ace or some clubs, that's for sure. Or he's flopped the set. We shall see.
River. Check that.
No real help. Straight does get there, but it's a long way around.
3,000.
There's a re-raise. No, just a call.
Flat. Shows ace-10.
And
Super.
ace-9.
Ace-9, 2 pair.
Yep. Got there on the turn.
Not yet. Not yet.
Getting so slow, that's why.
Yeah. Okay, blinds are up to 4 and 4. $400 to go. Out of turn. Ray, up to 900.
So Gareth pops it up with a king-9 suited. And he's getting out of the way. Rudy with a jack-10 on the button. Everybody knows this is my favourite hand, but it does flop well, jack-10, sort of mid-range.
So Gareth has raised with the king-9. Rudy comes along. Sheldon comes along with the jack-9.
Another change.
Dylan Mayer is called in the big blind.
That's why he called.
Check of bet.
He's flopped
Boom!
it. Flopped it like a good thing. Only other person with a club is Sheldon.
And he's got the nut club as well. Should another club come, of course.
2,200.
7 a club. Any other club there, and he'll be good. He's bet. So let's see if Dylan re-raises now with that small flush, or if he's just going to check, call. and
Okay.
see if the turn blanks.
Yeah, let's hope so, because that's actually a good card for Dylan. He's hoping that Sheldon's hit something here.
3,500.
And Sheldon's got the jack to call with. I was forgetting that Sheldon's also got an inside straight draw here as well.
Yeah, that's why he led out into that pot. He had the jack, high flush draw, and the straight draw.
That's whether or not he wants to put another 3.5 in to find out. Looks like he's going to pay it. Well, Dylan doesn't want to see a club.
River.
That's for sure. It's a spade.
And the lowest of low flush is what's going to win it. And the only way Sheldon's going to win this is to bluff him off it, but he's not going to. He's going to flick these in.
Fold.
There we go, Dylan, well done. Nice little 8.8 thousand pickup.
Yeah, from the big blind, you're happy to do. You defend your big blind and make a nice profit like that.
Lovely. Flushing, dropping like flies. So, where are we? Gareth's at the bottom, but with 214 big blinds, it's not really relevant.
So deep. So Cole will be in the big blind. Yako Storm will be under the gun.
Queen 9 for Yako, early position in the muck. 200, 400. 400 on the big blind ante. We're counting this as hand number 5. In actual fact, it'll be more than that because we lost power. Incidentally, for the folks out there, it was actually the load shedding coming back that tripped the power. And it didn't switch over automatically, hence we lost all our power. Yeah, we are back now and we are streaming. Pocket jacks for Maria here. Sheldon with the A7 on the button. A little bit of banter.
Yeah, Maria raised to 2.2, and Sheldon and her had a running battle going from the outer table. I stood next to it for a while before we started streaming, before they moved up here. She says every time she plays, Sheldon comes along, tries to take her chips.
Well, she's ahead here, and Sheldon is looking for an ace. The 7's not going to help him. Not unless he gets 2 of them.
Yeah, there's no help for him there.
Nice flop for jacks. It'll be bet fold this.
Yeah, he's got nothing going there.
6,005. Fold.
What is it? You are so good. You are so good.
Cole called her hand.
Listen, you haven't played with me in a long time.
So I have a good memory. You do.
So Maria will be under the gun. Having just taken in that pot with the pocket jacks.
There's 21 entries, so
Mark was saying
20 players.
no, Mark told me 40.
No, it should be 40. We'll get there.
Okay, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Maria's saying there's only 21 entries. There should be 40.
Yeah, they were going by what was in the Grand Slam, but it's still early days.
So it's a huge amount of players not in yet.
Tomorrow. I think there's another 4 or 5 levels of 3 by tomorrow. Tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
Here's Mr. Apple with his 2 pictures. What's he going to do here?
Well, he's playing because the 4 chips are on the back.
Raise up to 1,001.
I might do a couple more.
If he folds,
Fuck it, I can't do it.
Easily. I'm going to win it back in any. Just making my own thought bigger.
We raise up to 3,200. We raise 3,200.
Yeah, and the reason we're not seeing Sheldon's card is putting the two on top of one another. He's looking and then doing that and not actually spreading them. We'll have to get the dealer to ask him to do them side by side.
Shoulder. Can you please put your cards next to each other?
it wasn't the left.
Yeah. Thank you.
Was that because you have a monster or you wanted to fight him?
What was that? The 3-2?
The reader,
I raised and then you don't have to wait a half an hour.
Okay, call.
Because you're going to call, so you're going to get to play the hand.
Okay, I'm going to trap him.
Okay.
So good news for Henny Apple, top pair, good kicker.
4,200.
Immediate bit by Sheldon.
No fold here from Henny.
This is quite a scary hand, I'm not telling you.
4,200.
What you say?
Scary hand.
Scary hand. As long as you're behind, it's as scary as anything. It's fine.
Turn. Check.
2 clubs on board, that's about all it changes.
4,200.
4,200 the bet by Sheldon,
I did.
Same bet he bet on the flop.
I didn't.
giving Henny a price, of course.
Hold on. Let me I think you put. Hold on. Let me think about it.
No, you paid 4
Did I pay 4
He gave him
Yeah, I'll put a 5 in.
I gave him 1,000. Yeah. 4-2.
Sorry. No, just know I knew it had these. Doesn't make it, they're still coming back to this Eddie.
Why, are you going to river me?
No need to.
Okay, river.
Henny searching for information. So 10 jack gets there. Clubs get there.
Playing with crap like
Flop can.
Same hand.
Queen jack.
Yes, you can't let me win one hand.
No, I win. What do you mean?
Everybody loves a chop pot.
Give him 60% less.
We have a look at the outer tables. We've got 2 tables out there. We can see Mariette Language. We can see, I think that's Eric, back of Eric Brand. Moon Khan's there. Bozo's there.
Just apologise for the focus on that. We are using a mobile camera on a static tripod, and we're trying to get it from distance because our other camera's down. So just to give you a picture of what's going on out there. So apologies for the quality, but it's better than nothing at all, as they say.
Abdulessa, Golf 9, Harold Brooks, Melissa Khalil.
Can Moon.
Just shows you how good the picture of these high definition cameras on their fixed positions are, Gary.
Yeah,
Such a clear picture. It's unbelievable.
I mean the guys are zooming in on that other one quite a bit as well from a distance. So. But it's all good. So Henny folds. Rudy's not had any cards at all. He's folded. Red to Sheldon in a hijack. Sheldon likes to play his pots, eh?
400. Call.
Yeah, any 2 suited cards there's coming along.
Dylan folds the king
Call.
2. Call with king 6 in the muck. So it looks like Yako is coming along, and Maria with king 8 out of the big. Just checks that off. So unbelievably, the 10-3 is in front as we see it at the moment.
Out seeing Yaku's hand.
Call.
Sheldon bets and everybody folds.
What a simple little game. If only that was just that easy every time. Eh?
Nobody under 200 bigs. So everybody very comfortable.
Yeah, so next week, public holiday on Monday, we're de-rigging here, of course. I'm on leave. How about that?
Yeah, a whole week I believe, Gaz.
10 days,
Since when last did you take leave?
3 years ago.
Can I get 10 days?
So I've got some work to do at home and stuff I want to do. And
100.
the moral of the story is watch out on the circuit because I am going to be playing most days.
Aha.
I'm going to be out there smashing it.
Gonna go and see if you can win a few more seats.
Oh, for sure. I'll play a couple of games I've not played before. Probably visit my own
Raise
game,
up
of
to
course.
1002.
I should hope so on the Wednesday.
Yeah, and yeah, got some work to do on my workshop. I'm building in my back garden, which
Yeah,
is looking forward to getting that fitted out. And most importantly, spend some time with my beautiful wife.
Yeah, and I will see you for part of the work on that workshop.
Yeah.
Free raise up to 3,700.
Unfortunately, my wife isn't or can't take any time off, but we're going to book a proper holiday in February. How about that?
Very nice, guys.
Go somewhere. Just Shelley and I. Chillax.
Call.
Go somewhere where you haven't been in the country before.
Oh my word. In the country. I'm
Yeah.
thinking out of the country.
Yeah, are you thinking of going out? I don't know, with the travels, maybe you can.
I don't know. Somewhere. We'll do something.
A lot of beautiful spots within South Africa. I'm sure there are a couple of places you haven't been yet.
Yeah, I've been most places, but yeah, this nice flop for Ace 3 in Colmarberg. Hello?
Sure. He's loving life there.
Can he
Just
get paid? That's the question.
Need somebody else to catch something.
3,005.
Boom. Mandela's in the muck.
Call.
Dylan folds. And no money for Coles 3.
Yeah, nobody had anything else there.
Shame. Yeah, so that's the plan. Kit out, do all the wiring in the workshop, make some benches and stuff, some storage areas, etc.
130.
Looking forward to the challenge of some of the things I've not done before. So that is my plan for the 10 days following this.
I'm even looking for them if they suited.
Everybody always heads to the coastal areas, but there's some lovely places in the low veld. Up the
Yeah.
Mpumalanga way, up Zanin way.
I mean, there's a possibility we might go down KZN, but I'm avoiding Christmas. I'm not going to be a Vali who goes south in Christmas. I'm going to wait till everybody's settled down, got back to work, and then we'll take some time off in February. Maybe go see some of
Raise up to 1,000.
the distant family.
1,000.
Do a little bit of touring around, whatever. Shelley and I love the Cape and
Just the flop itself.
Cape Town itself, so maybe that's on the cards, who knows.
So Rudy's raised all the way around to Cole with ace-6 on the hijack. Called. Yaku now. 5-3. Looks like he did call as well. Gareth. The mystery cards. Comes along. So good flop for Yaku. Flop the flush draw. Rudy Fricker's top pair. And he gets out the way to the bet.
To be honest, this is the first hand I've actually seen that Rudy's actually scored on.
Yeah, and
He's
Gareth,
been
Gareth,
card dead since I've been watching him.
yeah, he's in for his second bullet already. Lost with the top pair to the flush draw of Henny. Oh no, he had the flush draw, Henny had top pair, that's right.
I need runner 10.
Actually, Yoko, I need runner. Listen to this.
So Rudy's still in the hand.
4 doesn't change anything. Except if Mandela is part of that flop with the 4.
7,600.
Continues.
Call.
So we've had a little mystery with our software. If you look at the bottom right hand corner of the screen, I have no idea what happened there. So the flop was 9 queen 4, hearts 2 spades, turn was a 4.
Yeah, I don't think it likes those power surges from Eskom.
Yep, it's really messed with our equipment here.
It's all sensitive electronic equipment.
Very sensitive.
Can I get 100 there, please?
So Bradley has performed his magic and turned those cards over without even touching them. Very impressive.
10,000.
Ah, the bet is 7.
So 9 of clubs. It's saying Rudy's got the check mark here, but we don't know what Gareth's got, so based on the information available at the time, so we're going to have to be quick on the flop cam just to see what cards are opened here, if indeed they are. Gareth checks, Rudy checks. Jako's going to check. Oh, Jako's going to have a stab at this. I love this guy.
35,000. 35,000.
There's no hesitation from Gareth. No, Rudy's in a world of pain.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, he's got to put one of these on the 4, surely. I think Gareth's got to have a 4. It's all that makes sense. Probably ace 4.
4 or a 9, maybe?
Yeah, I suppose so. Ace 4, ace 9. That's my call. Maybe both spades. If it's ace 9. Anyway, let's have a look. Let's see. We've got a caller. That's too much for Rudy to call, I think. Also, the fact he's on his second bullet is also a thing. Yeah, sensible. So we'll go back. Let's go back to the table. Gareth turns his cards over.
Please stop it better than quick jack. Let me rest peacefully.
So Gareth shows a bare queen.
Fuck!
I must apologise for the language there. Rudy's not overly happy that he got pushed off that hand by Jako.
10.
Jako folded his cards, he didn't show them. That's why Gareth didn't open both his cards. They just showed a queen. And of course now Rudy knows that he was ahead.
Well, I bet 25. He had a 2 sides in his hand, and there was two sides on the board.
A 3-5 of clubs. That's
Yeah,
why
we
I'm
blind
playing
4-4.
35.
So are we still waiting for a 30-minute delay here to come on?
Yeah, we're waiting for it to kick back. I've just got them. They both just gone live now again. So I've got them primed there for us to monitor and see that it all comes through. That glitch hit quite hard.
So we haven't actually sent any pictures out yet, at all.
Raise up
We've
to
been running for
900.
an hour and 15, well, an hour basically.
Yeah, it was running.
We raised
And then the power surge hit and cut it off, and we had to restart the stream.
Okay.
Go.
There it is up now, Gary. That's when we were doing the chip counts. Oh, that's after the power surge. There you are writing the chip things in the background. That was half an hour ago.
Pretty spooky when you see yourself on the TV and you're talking.
2,000.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 places at once, Gaz.
It's a trick I learned back when my wizard days.
Go.
Welcome to the Twilight. So, just catching up here quickly. Brad is fixing it up.
Jako's got a proper hand this time.
Yeah, but there's a queen out there. Nobody, and Yaku takes it down.
Yeah, nobody's got anything to offer. Cole had the suited ace of 7 of diamonds there. Yako down to 120 bigs, but that's only because he decided to smash that 35,000 in there. So see how Harold Brooks in the foreground table as well.
Yeah, Nav's Nika out in the far table there. It looks like the back of Nick and Noy as well there.
Yeah, I saw Navs earlier, threatening to come in and start putting it about a bit. Okay, we're on a new deal here on the feature table.
Zullemay under the gun. Folds, call 7 do suited.
Raise up to 2002. Call.
Yako is raised to 2.2. Maria is called. We're not picking up the cards from either of those boxes. Rudy folds around to Sheldon in the big blind. 2-3 suited.
Call.
He's come along for the ride. And a big flop for Sheldon. He's checked his trip threes.
3,200.
And Yaku continues. Maria's out the way. Yaku says, "Oh, come on," to Maria because she's folded. But he's going to get a customer in Sheldon, who has flopped trip threes, Gary.
Nice.
So our timing screen, 23 entries in so far.
River.
Yako's got the 10 here.
Yeah, when check on the turn, 10 on the river.
Call. 5,600. Call.
5-6 and call, and 3-2 will take down a nice pot.
Special.
5-6.
And that came out just as Chloe says, Sheldon for the win. You've got this good luck, Dad. She's just put those comments in. Chloe, avid watcher, as I said, of the stream, always supporting her dad, watching all the time. You have to come to one of the live events and visit us and come see the back room here. So Brad, after everything was running smoothly, Eskom has made him really jump around and having to run around and make sure everything fits in and gets everything working well again.
It looks like it. Have you seen any other hands I've played like that? None.
I don't know. We haven't
The first
seen all
one.
of it. We
Sorry,
wait.
Sheldon.
We wait.
I wouldn't make that statement.
Okay, check the
I wouldn't-
cameras.
I wouldn't
Check the
make that
cameras.
statement.
Okay, check the cameras.
I've seen you play it worse
No,
than
no, no,
that.
not now. I'm talking now.
Uh,
That's the first one, 2-3 of diamonds. Check the cameras. You're gonna watch it live. Delay.
I've played with worse.
That 2-3.
Under the gun, call folds, Yaku folds, Maria folds,
I just felt the good flop was coming. Like a
Okay, you play with wood.
Gareth is not there.
2-7.
That's the first time I played with those cards. Yeah. Now I've got to progress to a little bit higher now. That's what I'm saying. How much is it now?
Total 2-2.
How much? 2-2.
Sheldon with a 5-5 after Yaku limped in.
Just a little bit higher now.
He just calls.
So battle resumes between Sheldon and Yako.
The dealer's not working with me.
2 diamonds.
No help for Yaku. 5s are
2,200.
ahead. Sheldon bets it. Yaku
A little
folds.
bit higher this time. Genuinely a little bit higher.
That's okay.
Maria giving her approval. Oh, that's okay, allowed to play with that. So she is making table captain there and deciding what can be played with.
Good at
Big blind.
Hand 13 since we got the system back up.
Raise up to 1,000, 1,000.
Rudy with the Queen 5 suited, looking to make plays. Haven't played for a little while. Showing the 3 deuce suited again. He had the 3 deuce of diamonds just now. Just come along. So the mayor's called from the small blind, around to call in the big. Calls.
Stop.
So, ace, jack, queen, king. The queens has a gut shot. Dylan just mucks, straight out mucks. With his 6-4, with all the pictures there. Didn't even bother to see any further action.
No, I know Cole will have put his cards in the right place at the right time, so that's got to be a card issue.
So Cole built this table.
So yeah. So,
so there, Rudy bets the gut shot that he's got, and because he had the betting lead, and he was the pre-flop raiser.
in actual fact, Cole, myself, and young Bradley here, plus some help from Hugo, built the table.
Okay, so input from everyone there. 8 of spades. Brings a spade flush there. Rudy's got diamonds in his hand, and all he's got is a gut shot draw. He continues the story.
Everybody thinks, yeah, they got heavy TV time. Maybe, meanwhile, it's not even showing because of the load shedding.
Thank you, Hannibal Lecter.
So we didn't see all the bluff. But now we'll see it from now.
You will see that 2-3 of diamonds.
And he's alluding to the fact that they lost some intel of who was bluffing, etc., when the load shedding went down.
I believe him. He only got it once in his face. And he won.
And Cole gets out the way, so Rudy raised pre, fired the flop, fired the turn, and takes the hand down.
Fireworks. I was hoping that 35. I just didn't. I think I bet 100 rand wrong there.
Did you bring the cards now that works with my fly? Because the other one, but the fly didn't work with the other pack.
Yeah, did you bring out cards that will help me at the flop now? He was just sorting the cards out, showed them to everybody. All the cards were there they are. We have checked it, of course, but the dealer onus is on him to check it again and show all the players.
Well done, young sir. Okay, so what are we up to here? And number 14 since the reboot. It's 8:30. Sorry, it's 9 o'clock local time. I believe we will play through till about 10:30 this evening, maybe a bit earlier. I'm not entirely sure. To be confirmed. Well, that's good. One thing is for sure, Mark, we will be back here tomorrow for this event.
100%.
It will
Gary.
not finish today.
And I doubt highly it will for tomorrow. It is scheduled for 3 days.
It is a 3-day event, you're right. And there will be a lot of players who are going to join tomorrow into this event.
Yeah, I'm sure Mr. Kikia was only going to come up tomorrow.
If he does indeed come, but you know, Ahmed Karim, Bozo, I don't know if Boaz is going to play or not. Maybe, maybe not. You know, there'll be a few others. Maybe Sean Governor will reappear. I think Abdullah is already out in the field playing.
Yeah, I saw him there in the outer tables.
6:33 to go on the level.
Remember, it's not now.
Any apple with a king 2 here. You won't keep all of those for too long. In position. Ace 9 for Rudy. Your turn, Rudy. That's why we're all looking at you. There you go.
200 to call. Raise up to 1,000.
1,000 raise with the offsuit ace here. Folded around to Dylan. Dylan decides to fold. Carl will probably not play this. Yakko Storm with mystery cards. Okay.
Defending his big blind.
Gotta give me your big blind.
I need to white.
Something that's just far over in the box and maybe in the cards to the side. So I don't know if he's missing the box there.
He's not always right, only usually.
We'll have to monitor. Right, Yakko.
1,000.
It's far enough across, to be honest.
2,000 more.
2,000 more.
3,000 total. Raise up to 3,000.
I do that, you fold, we know the game.
So Rudy has flopped an ace here. Just whether or not Yakko's playing with him again. 3,000 a bet. Rudy to call.
Call.
Even those players respect here.
Makes it less likely that Yakko has an ace. You never know. Middle finger, right hand, check. Nobody's going to bet.
Yakko checked
6,000.
him this time.
Go.
That's
Falls.
confusing.
River.
Oh well, I think Rudy just calls this.
You see the perplexed look, he sat back immediately.
Can I tell him what I have?
Put your man.
I can't tell him. I can't show him. No, I don't want to react. No, fuck this. If you got me,
But just pay me, I'll show you.
how much you have there?
Not much more. You can go all in. It is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like another 10, 11. Cool.
Okay, raise.
I've got 3 pairs.
Raise. 35 and all in.
I got an ace.
You have an ace.
Yeah.
Jeez, you're killing me.
I'm
You
killing
got
you.
lucky on me. I had 2 pairs.
Got him covered.
Well done, sir.
I'm lucky, yeah.
So Yakko is eliminated there.
If you showed me a full house, I would have left.
So Yakko flopped the 2 pairs
Do you wanna?
and then was counterfeited on the
Turn.
turn.
Can I choose?
I think just speak to David. Uncle David.
He's going to have these. It's on the river. Pocket free.
I'm not. I've been running so badly. I don't believe anything anymore.
So good news from the front. The coffee's arrived and the cups have grown up.
Yeah, they have grown a little since.
Maybe it was just their children working the afternoon shift. Because it looks like the adults are back.
Don't you feel sometimes you just run so badly that you can't believe?
Yep.
Okay, that's small.
Brad says this coffee's really good. That just shows you how long he's been saying that seat. Because this coffee's not really good, it's just coffee. It's welcome is what it is. Okay, Gareth Khalil under the gun. Not even there, so he's folded. Henny with the queen 9. Rudy's going to come along here definitely with his 9s, put a raise.
Raise up to 1,200.
Where's the big one?
That's the big blind. That's small.
Dead small, Yakko's not at the table.
He's headed to the rebar desk.
And here comes Sheldon with the speculative out of the hijack, just flats this off with the suited queen 3. Round to Cole Marburg who folds. Maria, who we've not heard of for a little while, is now in the pot with a king 8 of Blumekes.
Yeah, defending
She-
her big.
And she hits that one nicely. Not good news for Rudy, all over cards. Not really much good news either for Sheldon with the speculative call of the 2 spades.
He's got backdoor spades. Rudy checks. It's gone check, check, check.
Check a bet.
Suspect Maria will now come out
Up to
betting.
3,000.
That should end it, Gary.
It would have thought so.
The nines might try and stick along, but he knows Maria, and she shows the king. Further enhances her tight reputation and image.
Yep, and we're into the last minute on this level, so cranking along nicely here.
To go out of turn.
Sorry, Annie. It's okay,
Makes no difference.
Any 6 deuce of clubs under the gun. Let's go. Already folded. Down to Sheldon. Queen 5 of hearts. He's just about all 2 suited cards, Gary.
Okay, next hand lines will be up.
The Mayor folds. Call with King 9 suited. The cutoff.
Okay, drop.
So it is a fortuitous flop for Sheldon. He has flopped up and down.
1,800. Go.
Call calls with the 2 overs.
That'll do it, he says.
However, it is now up and down straight draw and a flush draw for Sheldon.
6,000.
So he's going to bet it heavily.
Yep, Cole's not going to throw top pair here.
Call calls.
Doesn't want to see any of those cards. And Cole will hold up.
Yeah, Cole's got the check mark.
2 pair, kings and 3s.
Sheldon now gives up.
A little value in a fold. 18 in the middle, 10 will go out there maybe.
7,700.
7,700. He's not vegan DOS playing, it's Cole, is it? Cole and Connie. Unlucky Sheldon. You had lots of outs there, sure.
Sure, he had a myriad of outs there.
It was actually harder to miss than it was to hit.
Yeah, with the up and down and the flush draw.
Murray still commanding this table nicely with 429 bigs. And Carl is at the bottom with 259, so at the bottom but with plenty of playability.
Yeah. And all of them are over starting stack here, Gary.
Yeah.
Because there was one bullet by Rudy and Yaku has gone out, so
everybody's carrying.
You're carrying the 200,000 chips split amongst them.
They are indeed.
Some with just a few of them, others with quite a few. Sheldon has the most of them.
Just a little reminder, everybody, that we're playing 40-minute levels this evening. We haven't got confirmation of finish time. And you know what they say? That's why I bet. Betway, that's our sponsor. Thank you so much for everything you do and your support for all your casino and sports betting requirements. Log on to Betway, get yourself an account. And of course to the Emerald Resort and Casino for your hospitality. Back to the game. 5-4 suited for Dylan. Cole now making the decision here with his Jack 2. Looks like he's just called the 400. Gareth Khalil calls. Does he? Yes, he does. Actions round a Henny. Checks it. So 4 ways to the flop. 2,000 in play. Ace, ace 9.
Cole.
Two diamonds for Cole.
Yeah, 2 diamonds for Cole.
Cole's going to bet his draw here.
It was check team.
It's also a nice board to rep.
Gareth out the way. As soon as those chips come off, you know it's pretty much going in the muck.
If I look at my one card from a certain finger, it looks like a thing.
And you pick up a little bit of a profit there.
So we see there's 36 minutes left on this level, so that probably we may only play this level, but with we'll still have to wait and see.
Big blind 8666.
What about these cards? You don't want them?
Thank you.
We shall find out shortly.
I'll pay for that advice.
So Hugo comes with news from outside and says this is the last level for the evening.
There you go. Hugus has brought us Maximus news.
Give him a super cape.
I think we should all have Roman names. Hugus Maximus.
Marcus Aurelius was my Latin name when I was at school. I took Latin 2 matric.
We are definitely going to improve upon that, trust me.
But will it be repeatable? That is
We will work on it. We will work on it.
the Marcus part will stay, no doubt. I'm just worried about what you guys are going to add on the end. I could have understood Marcus Maximus from you guys.
No, Hugus is Maximus. I think we'll call Bradleyus GFXius. Bradleyus GFXius.
So I suppose you're going to make me Marcus Supermaxus.
No, I'm working on your name, trust me. Don't be impatient. Don't be patient. Your name is going to be large, trust me.
It's going to be large.
Back to the game.
Check it. Turn.
Turn card brings a little 2. We don't know what Rudy's got here. So for the ladies and gentlemen, children and supporters back home,
2000.
we've taken a new deck out. There's nothing wrong with the technology, just occasionally things don't go our way. Or a player will put them outside the box or whatever. So sometimes the simplest things are the hardest things. But anyhow, it gives us an extra dimension of the game. We can sweat with Henny here on what Rudy may or may not have, and we can guess at home as well as guessing here. And what I guess this time is that Rudy won.
It would seem a mathematical probability.
I think we're going to call Umpo Laudus Camarius. Camarius. That'll be his Roman name. Loudest as in volume, Camarius as in camera. If he keeps giving me those black screens, he's going to be Flatty Headius. We got to keep it going in the back here. Long day at the office. Okay, so we're Dylan will be our undergun player. Dylan's played quite nicely this evening, I thought.
Yeah, very steady. Gary, like I said to you, I've played a lot with him, and this is the way he plays. He picks his spots, very quiet, sticks to himself, focuses. He made some nice moves that you saw. The other players will pick that up when they watch the stream.
So under the gun +1, he's got a bit of a raggedy ace here, Cole. Cole hasn't had a lot of hands to play this evening. Yeah, and that's the sensible way to play. That's where it should be going from early position. Around to Gareth, who's already folded. So Henny is now 10-3.
Button.
And he's going to get out of the way. So Rudy, we picked up his cards. He's got them in the box this time. Ace queen in the small blind. Now it's going to look like a steal this, but the truth is he's actually got a hand. Around the shoulder with queen 9, who may decide or may not decide to defend here. If he does, he'll be in a bit of trouble.
2,700 total.
He's going to think this is a blind steal, you see.
Exactly what I said. He's going to think he's stealing.
Exactly what you were saying, Gaz.
There we go, dealer.
I heard it first from you. So no help for Sheldon on that flop. Rudy with the pre-flop raiser.
So Rudy with the betting lead here can easily get away from get Sheldon out of this. So a little bet down, 1.6 into 6. Sheldon's going to come along again.
He's floating one there.
So brings on a couple of possibilities here for the 9 queen.
Yeah, he doesn't want to see a king. would think that he had a straight, but he would be have a higher straight to Rudy.
That would be a pretty sick card, the king on the river.
So Rudy's going to continue the story and keep firing.
5,500.
5-5.
But now Sheldon has actually picked up the draw after floating one on the flop.
Up and down straight draw. King would be the sickest card ever.
7.
So Rudy gets the check mark. He who bets first and loudest will win this.
Rudy's fired all streets. Raised pre, fired the bullet on the flop, fired the turn.
Yep, his sizing here is essential. There's 20 in the pot. There's no real draws that got there.
15,500. 15,500.
So we've gone for a half pot bet.
Also lucky you didn't say it wasn't a thing. I was fucked. You fucked you just said it wasn't like. Seriously. Right?
So Sheldon's still holding first position. As I say, super deep, and that's why a lot of players will be coming in tomorrow. Blinds are 3-6, 6 on the big blind ante. And my good friend Mr. Cole Myberg will be first to act. So be careful taking sweets off strange people, Cole.
Don't take sweeties from stranger. My mommy told me long ago.
Cole is sporting the new mask. We call it held on by glasses. Don't hurt my ears. Look at him. He does look rather peculiar there.
He's one of the schnauzer dogs.
He is, yeah. He's
Raise up to 1,600. 1,600.
I'll have one, Maria. Thank you. Raise to 1.6 whilst giving sweeties away. Henny to act.
He likes the 6-4 suited. Oh, lots of diamonds there.
They say diamonds are girls' best friend. That might not be the case in this occasion.
If diamonds come, they certainly will be, because she'll take a lot of chips.
Sheldon with the 9s. Pretty safe to raise here, I would have thought.
Yeah, he'll 3-bet this. Been raised and there were 2 callers.
Liz Chaplin, go D go.
That must be for Dylan.
Lorraine Vontonda, you got this brown cow.
That's Dylan Mayer.
Yep.
I happen to know his online name. It is Brown Cow.
I can see why.
7,900. Raise up to 7,900.
Dylan gets out of the way. Gets out of the way as well. Maria's definitely not diamonds or a girl's best friend. And the apple gets out of the way. And Rudy's not going to get too sticky. And that's a nice raise there from the small blind for Sheldon. Don't show your cards. Okay, show your cards.
But it was nicely raised. It takes the pot down.
I like a bit of mystique there, a bit of mysteriousness.
Yeah.
You know, giving away your ranges there. How much am I raising versus what's in the pot, etc., etc., etc. Who said that? There's a trivia question for you. Who made the famous saying, etc., etc., etc.? It was in a film. I'll give you that clue. And I'll give you another clue. The actor who said it was Yul Brynner. But what part was he playing? There's a quiz question for you.
So I'm going quickly through the Yul Brynner movies in my mind. Westworld was one of them.
For those who don't know who Yul Brynner was, look him up. He was a king of the Baldies.
Yeah, before Kojak.
Yeah, Telly Savalas, who loves you, baby?
With his lollipop.
Stavros! Do you remember? Shouted.
Yeah.
Stavros was actually his brother in real life. Interesting bit of trivia there. Jack 5, 300 a call for Dylan. Brown cow. Sounds like a call. Over to Mr. Myberg in the big blind. It's been limped. I thought he might have fancied a raise there, Cole. But elects to see a flop. And you'll see Cole's less than 1% there. Be classic if he could win this hand.
Yeah. He's running.
Classic Nyberg. And Sheldon decides he's going to act.
1-8.
No fighting cards there. Cole has got no fighting cards either. But trying to sniff it out from Sheldon.
Still
Sheldon with bottom pair.
and Cole still has Henny behind, and Henny has the king. So call.
Sneaky Henny. Little call there for deception. Board gets a bit straightier for my liking.
Yeah, it favours Sheldon, gives him more outs.
Yeah, he picks up the up-down draw, of course, up and down straight draw.
3,800. 3,008. Draw.
Board pairs. Henny's king is still good.
It's gone check, check.
And then he'll pick up a nice little 14k pot with an 8k profit. Well done, Mr. Apple. So everybody's asking me, why was I plugging Car King earlier? Because that's what we do, we're friends. You know? That's why I'm plugging the Hero firefighting services and servicing from Mr. Henny Apple. Does all our fire extinguishers for us at our factory unit at home and stuff. And his brother was there not so long ago, helping us out, making sure all our hose reels were right and up to the insurance spec. Good service from Henny and his team. I will be sending Henny a bill for that, or expecting a discount on his next visit. We're happy to plug your business as long as you give us free stuff. Okay, talking of Hero Fire Services, Ace 10 suited. We have 23 minutes to go on the level.
Okay, raise up to 1,006.
And Bradley GFX Gus is still smiling.
Draw.
He would give him a nice obliques and asterisk name with that Joseph.
Yeah.
Get a fix, you remember?
Asterix the goal. This is an interesting hand. Action with Cole, that's the right move. Maria decides that she wants to come along and play.
From the big blind.
And 5-7 queen, so the pocket eights of Dylan, albeit there is an overcard on the flop, are miles out in front. So another heart on the turn would be interesting, should we get to see a turn.
Yeah, no, it's a good play by Dylan. It's checked to him. He's only one overcard, so he's now going to come and bet to find out where he stands. Maria's hit bottom pair. She's a non-believer.
I seem to recall doing that several times with pocket threes last night.
Yeah. Sometimes it worked. Other times you got riveted by Kevin Govender making a straight.
Yeah, I did actually watch a bit of the stream back, and I was ahead both occasions, as I recall. Okay, 8's still good here.
So Maria checks again. Dylan checks behind.
Make sure there's no trickery. Not counterfeited, but now it's queens and 8s.
6,000.
Maria's repping, but she's hit the queen there.
or the 7th. She's ripping one of the two because he's going to think, yeah, well played, Maria.
And she'll push him off it, as they say.
Uses her tight reputation.
And he's just digging into his survival pack, looking for his inflatable tent, so he can camp the night behind the table.
I thought he was looking for one of those rat packs, so he could have another little snack.
Army rations composite.
A lot of the young kids won't even know what a rat pack is, guys.
Yeah, many a year. Eesh, jeepers.
I had a few of those in my time, as I'm sure you did.
Lived on that junk. Full of protein and goodness, but not the most tasty of things.
Add water.
Yeah, the British ration packs were quite varied, but still, during my day, quite a heavy item to carry around. In the latter day armies, of course, they've become lighter and more like space food. And more protein. Now they understand more about that sort of stuff. But I remember when we did Kilimanjaro, we actually took butter with us, and we ate butter like it was chocolate. It was just so full of all the things we needed for the altitudes and obviously the energy levels. I thought people were joking. We actually took butter tubes, actually, not lumps of butter as you and I would know them from Woolworths. Okay, 4-5 Jack, 2 pair for Maria.
She's going to bet it straight away.
Yeah, needs to just protect this hand here with the 2 diamonds out there, 1 over.
Yeah, a lot of straight draws and diamond draws.
So Gareth will get away from this, doesn't get too sticky.
Yeah.
Any also? Sheldon's got a piece of this.
Yeah.
He's only got 1 diamond.
He gets out the way.
Well done.
Carl's got an up and down.
I think Carly's going to see another card here. We'll peel one here. And he's well hidden. 3s and 8s. That's not going to help. A little bit of a counterfeit there for Maria's 2 pair. Check, check. And Maria will pick up that with the full house.
She says, I should have bet.
And 11,000 to the good.
You and I had 5-6.
And Sheldon isn't lying. He did have 5-6. But he must be pretty chuffed he folded that because he would have been paying.
There is the back of Muaz talking to Abdul. Hasn't jumped in yet. Said he wasn't going to for this one.
Bozo has appeared on the outer table there on the left.
I'm just looking at the cards that you're playing with, though.
David Rosenthal.
2-3, I must say.
By the time it got to you, they get so much implied odds.
17 minutes and 32 seconds to run on the level. Local time is 21:28, 9:30 in the evening. Been a longish day. We haven't done lots of streaming today because we had that big break in the middle between the Kevin Khalil finish, that mini tournament, and of course the draw here in the casino, and then subsequent to that only starting at 7:30. And strangely enough, we had a long break, and you know, for us that's even more tiring than not working, having to sit around and wait. At least when we're working, the time does move along. So 2s for Rudy, 4s for Sheldon. What price? I was going to say another pair for our friend Mr. Dillon. You know what would be so entertaining? A 2-4 Jack flop.
Wow. You just want blood in the water, guys.
I am a sick man. It is a a part of me, I'm afraid.
We had one of those with Mark Joseph and
I believe, yes, Mark,
Keegan.
Mark did take the time to explain to me that, you know, getting sucked out by the, sorry, on a set of a set was a sick one. We were discussing it. I think Waz was saying that I just got murdered with my kings versus the queens, which we know that story also. Ace 10 here for Gareth, so and it's suited. So has he popped this up?
looks like it.
No, he's just
Called
called.
as well.
So Dylan raised it up, Gareth called, back around to Rudy with his two ducks. And you know, these are in the muck, Jonah. You're a good player, you know the story. Okay.
He's thinking if I hit my set here, so he's
I
going
mean,
set
you know,
mining.
implied odds are huge. So Sheldon is more likely to be priced in here now as well. I think he's thinking. He's got that little tricky look in his eye. Yep. So we want 2, 4, jack, and 2 clubs. That would be super sick, wouldn't it?
You don't want much, Gaza.
That would be the sickest flop ever.
That's King, King 3. That's going to slow things down.
Indeed it will.
Nothing for Gareth. Only one club.
Right, Jack's a miles out in front here, of course.
Sheldon's going to bet because he's got his pair of 4s is over to the 3.
He does have 2 pairs, so does Rudy Frick as well.
Yeah, but Rudy checked because he had undercard to the 3.
He has an under kicker.
Yeah. And Dylan just fat calls. Everybody else gets out the way now.
Sorry?
And he was the 3 better pre. 5 doesn't change anything for Sheldon.
Brings 2 hearts to the table, but I think any flush draw is long since forgotten.
He checks now. Dylan puts a reasonable bet. He's 52k in the pot.
Better take it down, I think. Unless Sheldon puts them on like an ace high type hand. So ace queen. Remember the betting pre.
Yeah, Dylan 3 bet pre. He could have ace king. He could have another big pair, which is what he has.
He could have ace queen, ace jack, of course, as well.
Yeah.
I mean, unlikely he's got ace king, I suppose, given the 2 kings on the board. But the best hand bets and wins.
You had queens, buddy.
Gareth says you had queens, buddy. Gareth's close. At jacks, same.
And he actually shows the jacks.
Gareth's very good at reading the game. No, when Gareth is focused, he plays a good game.
Yeah, he has his moments.
I'm glad you didn't hit your set.
The brown cow adds some cheddar to his stack.
Who said that?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh.
Alluding to the milk and the cheese and the brown cow.
Oh, yes.
Maybe more in our mind. The 4 bet number.
As I said earlier, controversially as usual, we're talking to a vegetarian. They said, "Why do you eat meat?" I said, "Because they steal all your food.
He's trying to help
They
you.
eat all your food. So I'm just killing all the cows because stop them eating the grass that you need."
You're being helpful, guys.
It didn't go that too. I'm not talking about the beef, I'm talking about the joke. So diamonds again here. This is very popular, this sort of diamond theme. Carl with the ace 8. I believe he had ace 8 earlier at the diamonds, didn't he? When he raised it, did he not? I can't recall. I know he had the hand.
He had the hand. He called a raise.
We shall see.
We raised up to 3,600. We raised
Cole's been pretty quiet, so he's going to get some respect here, especially from an earlier position. Not so early, he's an hijack. But Rudy with the ace here, folds.
Yeah, now Dylan raised, and then you get 3-bet when you got Jack 9. So let him see. He says, all right, I'll see a flop.
Yeah, why not? If diamonds come, this could be exciting.
No hope for Dylan there.
8 for Cole, so he does pick up second pair. Action is with Dylan. Check, bet, fold.
8.7 in the pot.
5,200.
Good sizing for Cole, and there's the fold.
Heard over the radio in the background that they're going to draw for the last hands for the evening, 3, 4 or 5.
It will be 4. Trust me, you heard it here first.
That is not an option, Brad.
Bradley GFX Gus decided 1 when the choices were 3, 4, 5. Well, that's not bad, that's appalling. For a man who went to great college, you're pretty stupid, you know that.
Send him back across the river, guys.
Yeah, get back to the Free State. Paint him orange and float him away. I actually don't think he went to great college. I think he went to the Aranya Macy School. I think he was an orange girly. You know that. How many hands are we playing?
They haven't drawn the bench, but they are still there in the box, 3, 4 and 5.
Sheldon, they must also allow these guys to gamble a bit so that they can see.
Let's get ready to pick you up. Ready? Pick a card.
I'll take 200. You take the 5. I'll take 5.
They're all gambling, you see. This is degenerates are us.
Yeah, there we go. Money going out.
I would like a drink. 5!
You heard it here first, folks. I told you it was a 4.
Gary, you should
If you haven't seen this movie before, I have.
Gary, you should have gone out there and put a few hundreds there with those guys.
It's too easy. You were going to say that, yes. Yes.
And the winner of this hand buys the drink. That was the deal.
There we go. Oh, so let's have a look.
Garricus Cleverus.
Whoever won that bit buys the drink. I get to choose the drink.
Oh, it's lots of frivolity at the feature table. The excitement at the end of the game closes near.
So Dylan Mayer, ace-5 under the gun, too early. Call.
I think your Roman name has to have Giganticus in it. I haven't quite worked out the other half of it yet, Mark.
Call.
So Gareth with the fold there. Henny's definitely folding this rubbish on the button.
Giganticus comicus.
Comicus. You can only be comedic if you can say it on air. The nonsense you come out with certainly couldn't come out on air.
It does make you chuckle at times. It makes you call me other names.
Yeah, but it is
Sick
not,
puppy is one of them.
it doesn't. It's not repeatable on the air. Sorry.
The sick puppy one is. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
This is a family show. Pocket 4s again. They're very popular, these 4s this
Yeah,
evening.
they've been going around. Nobody's sparked a set with them yet.
Yeah, I mean, we call it the Star Wars hand, may the 4s be with you. The Americans call them sailboats, of course. Thank you, Hugo, for rescuing those grown-up coffee cups off our table.
$1,700.
We're waiting here. I'm really frick with the 4s. Action is on him. After Henny bet his gut shot, and he needs one of the 4s actually.
to 6,500.
Maria's having none of this with her hidden hand. Let me check this again. He says he's out of the way. He took a stab at it. Rudy sussed that out, re-raised, but Maria's called.
2 diamonds.
So no help for Rudy there. Now he's re-raised there. Check raised, so now he has to continue his story. Well, he's checking because Maria, with her tight reputation,
Fires.
and she fires.
So Maria with the 10 deck or ace jack here.
Okay, you got me, David.
Well played, Maria.
Is that the first hand or the second hand? That was the first hand.
Took a while.
Just shows you how good my memory is. That's why I write everything down, Mark. You see that? Huh? You ever said there's a movie? What was the movie, guys? Where the guy wrote everything down. Memento. All right, he used to have yellow stickies all over his house. Couldn't remember anything. I think that was the movie.
I still want to get to etc. etc. Your Brenner. I know where it is from The King and I.
That's it. The King of Siam. Da, 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 da.
I was waiting for somebody else to say something, guys, and they never weren't forthcoming.
No.
So I had to tell you.
He was the King of Siam, and I believe it was Julie Andrews was the English-speaking teacher who went to teach his many children.
Yeah, in
And
the
he would
original.
always say this and that and that and this, etc., etc., etc. It's a
was-
very old film,
That's not too bad from an old geezer next year.
indeed.
2,000.
It was The King and I. Great movie.
I loved him in Westworld though.
Yeah, a very good Yulbiner. I mean, he was a good cowboy as well.
Yeah.
Always played a good cowboy.
Played
Up there with the Clints and Lee Van Cleefs and those type of Gary Cooperish people.
even in Westworld he was the black cowboy.
He was indeed. 9-8 offsuit, raised to 2,000. Flat call by the sixes, and around the small blind, so some soldiers in the field. So the raggedy ace of Sheldon will be, and I think the big blind will also come along here from Dylan.
Raise.
A raise is raised by Dylan. He's having none of this
pocket
for the
queens.
limpers,
12,000.
and he has 2 ladies who don't like to go out alone.
Comes with the 9-8.
This is the second hand of the predicted 4.
Then he gets rid of the sixes there.
It's a pretty tight fold, but it's getting near the end of the evening.
The only one that's come along is Gareth.
Give me 100 there.
Gareth decides he wants to play.
It's action
2
killer for
diamonds, 1 ace.
Dylan. And Sheldon, look at his face. He folded the ace 4. He would have loved that flip. Look at him. Dylan said, you limp to me, I don't put you on an ace. So he bets 13.
Mandela will get out of the way.
Yeah, there's nothing for him there. Oh, is
Gareth,
he, is he
you
wanting
can't
to
bluff
pull a
this boy.
move?
Raise up to 30.
Wow.
30,000. Raise up
Classic
to 30.
Mandela.
It's a nice move if he gets it through. What would be really classy is if Dylan came back over the top. I can't see him doing it, but you never know. He could easily fold here, of course. Wow, nice move, Gareth.
What a strong player. I told you Gareth can play. Only once he shows the bluff, eh?
You know it.
He shows the bluff.
Play poker, sir.
Not impressed Mr. Mayer too much, I'm sure.
Sheldon's busy trying to tell him I also folded a monster there. Okay, so we'll be on to hand number 3, I believe. What's the date today? 27th, right? Do the paperwork while we're
600 to go.
One more hand after this one.
Yep.
That's the last one.
No. Raise up to 1-6.
I got another hand after this one to bluff. I don't have to do it now.
Yeah, that's the second last hand. Gareth raises with Queen 9. He's looking here when everybody else is shutting down to take advantage and pick up some chips. Any help with Ace-Jack suited.
Okay, call.
Calls.
1-6.
Rudy out of the way. Sheldon on the button, 7-6. Sheldon wants to play.
He's asking for change and he calls. Dylan Mayer with the same hand.
What's my friend Cole got? Queen 3 off. Gives up his big blinds sensibly. Cole's been almost card dead all night. He's not in premium hands at all. There you go, Henny. That's how you flop it. %.
Checks.
Checks to try and get some more money in the pot, somebody to catch up. So there's a 7 for Sheldon and a 7 for Dylan. If Henny can manage a check again. Looks like Gareth's going to do a bit of work for him here.
And he decides to check wisely.
$5,000.
Snap call.
Yeah.
Henny's little deceptive check there on the flop is paying dividends now as Sheldon snaps him off. He won't know he's drawing dead.
Yeah, and Dylan got out the way with the same hand.
$11,000.
You know, the 10 on the river is not really, it's inconsequential. It's whether or not he believes Henny. Thinks his 7's good, he can call this. I mean, we can see that he's drawing dead, but hey ho. Nope, they're going in the back. Good fold, Sheldon, and well played, Henny. I think you got max value there.
Yeah, the 5,000 he bet and got called over the most he was getting there.
I think that was the penultimate hand of the evening, so we will play one more. And we'll call it a day. I do not know the exact time we're coming back tomorrow. I'll just ask Bradley, us GFX Gus, to speak to Dave and find out what time we're coming back. I believe it's 10 o'clock. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so we have news from the front. The game will start tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. 11:00 hours. By which time we will oil our GFX equipment and be ready to rock and roll, ESCOM permitting. So this will be the last hand of the evening for us. Henny Apple with the action decides to get out of the way. We will be bagging in tagging after this, and all players here, unless there is a super cooler brewing, will be back to join us tomorrow.
Raise up to 2,600. 2-6.
So I'll just thank Mark for his coverage today. We appreciate all your input. To thank Umpu for all his input, his little twiddling of his knobs as he does with the sound, etc. Our GFX man, Mr. Bradley, and last but not least, Hugh Just Maximus, for being the wingman and covering all the other slots. Good job today, fellas. It's been an interesting day, up and down. Back to the action over here. Maria's got suited cards here. The pot has slid across to Sheldon, and all that remains for us to say is 11 o'clock tomorrow. It's good night from him,
Good night.
and it's good night from me. Sleep tight, keep safe.